Odysseyers, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mike. It is a silent morning with Mike. What's going on, folks? How's everybody doing? How was everybody's weekend? I'm back at the shop Tuesday to Saturday if you want to come down and see me. I wanted to throw a few things out there real quick. Last Saturday's past Mike in the Night was a standing ovation. The amount of people that are contacting me from that show, the amount of people, and they're like, wow, you've really grown and stretched your legs after seeing that episode. Well, I have a bit of bad news this morning. One of our viewers calls me from Australia and says that crying, and he's got to be in his 40s. I've seen him on like face to face on Skype. Calls me and said that he's in this extreme deep depression and he's in bed. And then I said, what's going on? He's like, what's wrong? He's like, well, my wife, my mother, and my sister all took the vaccine behind my back. They were pressured into it. They all took the vaccine. I mean, were they on the hook to lose their jobs? Oh, they're already kind of laid off already, or they're not really working. Are they on? Do they have to travel between another province? Because in Australia, you can't travel between states or provinces, right? No. Then what was the need to take it? Like, we've gone this far. We've come so far already. Oh, I don't know. They just did it, and they did it like 2 months ago, and I had to kind of. They had to come. They had to come clean with me. Okay, okay. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. You're going to get out of bed because you've been in bed for like a week now or whatever. You're taking pills. You're going to get out of bed. You're going to shave. You're going to take a nice cold shower. You're going to let that cold water flow all over you. Let that cold water really numb you down in a good way, like really wake you up. Give yourself a few smacks. I've done it before to wake myself up or get myself out of a trance or whatever. Give yourself a couple of smacks in the face, and wake up to today. You need to turn this on a dime right now. Uh, Crying over the what's happened is not going to change things, and living in reoccurring nightmare of what happened in your mind is not going to change things. It won't change things. Oh, now, but the problem is my sister has been bleeding, from her since a month now, and my wife is basically got this ferocious cough. Again, you've warned, and I'm like, but what did they wake? Like, what happened? Like, did they started realizing they weren't feeling well from taking this? It's like, no, they actually watched. I sat them down. We watched your last Saturday's Mike in the Night. I told them, like, basically, I told them, look, if there's anything you're gonna do, if you're gonna do anything for me, I'm gonna ask for one thing. Just watch this damn show. So I think it was at noon or 1 p.m. that it airs there on Sunday from Saturday night. They watched it and they're starting to realize, like, oh my god, now what? Like, what's the deal now? What do we like? Again, there's doctors you could listen to online that are around that are telling people, take a bit of zinc, take some hydroxychloroquine. Maybe you could take some ivermectin or something. I'm not a doctor, right? So I don't know, right? But there's ways, there's ways of trying to spread the colonization through your body. I don't know. You know what I mean? All I know is, like, it's like you get shot, then after you try to figure out how to fix the wound, it's like, you know, I don't know. You see, that's why I try to avoid to get shot, so I don't have to fix my wound. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem, and that's the problem we're facing right now. And it's coming to light. More people have kicked the buckets in Taiwan from um, the serum than actually from the cove. So that's another thing that's starting to rise. Japan, I think, is following the same suit right now, and it's going to become a time to be tested. This is going to be testing whether you're on the other side of the fence, you're divided, a house divided. And I said this a year ago. Stop, or longer. Stop dividing the households. It's not going to get you anywhere. People make their choices. Let people make their choices. Did you at least go out of your way to tell them? Yes, I did. Did you show them videos? Did you show them documents? Yes, I did. Well, you did your job. You did what you had to do to make things clear. That your position and where you sit on this. So, I wanted to put this out there because the desperation in his voice, and I'm saying, I basically said, you shut up and you get out of bed. You're no good to your family or to what's happening or the situation lying in bed, just like Brian Wilson did. And that's what I said. I actually said that. Turn it on a dime and wake up. Because, it's like a soldier, a bad soldier, a soldier in feign and fear just ends up getting killed on the battlefield. Wake up, turn it on a dime, smack yourself around a bit, take a cold shower, a really cold one, really feel yourself. I noticed that when you do take cold showers, you really start to think differently when it comes to certain things. When you put those thoughts through your mind and that cold water hitting you, it's a wake-up call. Turn it on a dime. There's no sense. It's only consequence when you don't turn it on a dime, turn your day on a dime, and that's it, and you go forward. Stop living. I still live in 1982 like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, but that's different, okay? That's different. I just like to remember the good times and bask in it and feel almost like the sun hitting you. That's what I like, to feel the good times, right? So I told Buddy it's time to man up. So he said he's going to call me in a few hours. I told him, you don't need to take whatever pills you're taking, throw them in the garbage, because you're no good to your family dead. And that's it. That's all I told him. So he's going to call me in a couple hours. So I'm going to keep my phone on and get to him. And he can't dwell on the past. It's about moving on. And we're humans. And that's what we're programmed to move on. We're programmed to... Life goes on, right? And I'm trying to say this in a way where it's not so, belligerently unthoughtful. But being sick and out for the count is no way to spend your time, especially when things are falling apart. And things will keep falling apart, folks. And things will get a lot worse this winter in the Northern Hemisphere before it gets better. I was already telling people in June of this year, the lockdowns will come in the Northern Hemisphere, and they'll come a lot earlier, and they're going to push them hard. And they're like, oh, that's kind of early, Mike. August, September, that's way too early. Look what happened. I don't know if I'm going to dig up the video I did on Morning Coffee with Mike when they were announcing a vaccine. From, I think it was like a year ago now when they announced the vaccine. And I said more people died during the Spanish influenza. More people died of the cure than they died of the sickness. I'm going to find that video. Because now they're saying that now. Anyways, guys, be strong, be good. Link below to Mike in the Night. Please watch that episode. It's a really big eye-opener. Show it to friends. Show it to people. There's a little bit of swearing in it. It, kind of levels the mood. But it is Mike in the Night, right? I make a lot of videos where it's not vulgar. But you know what? Mike in the Night needs to be as it is, right? Comment below. I love you guys very much. Thanks for keeping me in touch, And my advice... You know what my advice is. I said it earlier. Anyways, Mike Martins here, signing off from the Merit Toys and Games. Buy a board game. MTG.toys. Support this transmission. Buy a board game. Don't stop sending me money. Somebody mailed me $100 US. Stop. Don't send me money. Buy a board game. I wish I knew who it was from. There was no letter. It was just thank you, Mike, and $100 American. There was no return address on it. So, you know what? Next time, just buy a damn board game. Play with the family. Have fun. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.